Hi, guys. Good morning. Good evening, wherever you are. Um, and yes, we've started on time. Uh, it's really cold out today, and I was not having the strength to get started with my day. But I see that there are so many messages that have already started pouring in, and it's good to see all of you back for the session, and I'm happy to get started. Wish all of you a very, very happy new year 2024. Apologies, folks, I've been away for some time, and it's because of this, but hopefully um, things will get better. Unfortunately, I still have a broken finger. When I got myself fixed with the doctor, he twisted the finger, the bone, and put it in the wrong place. And I got an X-ray done this week, and I still have a broken finger, and I'm working with it. But just keep me in your prayers, please, and hopefully things will get better in the next few weeks. So, guys, we'll get started with the session today. I have some of the questions. The only challenge is that um, we might not be able to do all the questions and a marathon session. I will be able to do about an hour at max, and the reason is I have too much pain. Like it gets stressful to keep on typing for long. So hope you guys understand, and my sincere apologies at the beginning of the session itself if not all questions are taken up today. I really apologize, guys, but I'll try and do my best, and I'll try to really keep it snapshot reading today. So the first question is by Ria. All right, Ria. So we'll prepare your chart. Um, it's 18 1 1991. Time is 5:13 a.m. Place of birth is Mumbai. All right. So, Ria, I've put your chart together, and your question is around your marriage time and will you settle abroad? So, quick update: you're based on your date of birth. You are a Sagittarius ascendant. You have Mercury in your first house, Sun, Venus, Saturn, Rahu, and Moon in your second house. That's really cluttered. Mars in your sixth house in Taurus, Jupiter and Ketu in your eighth house in the sign of Cancer. Um, and you are currently running your Jupiter Mahadasha. Okay. Good thing is that Jupiter is in exaltation, um, and it is with Ketu, though it is in the eighth house. Now, your question is around settlement abroad and if you will get married, when would you get married? So, there's nothing better than Jupiter or Venus Mahadasha, to be honest with you. My, quick assessment is that you should leverage this Mahadasha. It runs till August of 2030. And till 2030, you will have a good period to get married. Of course, you'll have to check the Antardashas as well. And the Jupiter Venus Antardasha is running till next year, March 2025. I think it's the best period for you to get married. Um, I will have one recommendation, though you have your Mercury in the first house, so please do a thorough match uh, before you get married. That is point number one. Just do a thorough match. Um, yeah, and do you have any symptoms of depression by any chance, Ria, that you've experienced? I'm not sure if you're online and watching this. And your question is what you should look out in a spouse if you're not sure. See, my recommendation would be just check out, get your matching done properly before you get married. And if I look at your chart, your Mercury is at 10 degrees, your Saturn is at 3, and so is Sun. We'll have to do a deeper analysis for this. Saturn is combust. So yeah, your Dharakaraka, yeah, is going to be Sun. Yes, and Atma Karaka is Moon. So see, it's highly probable that you will find it challenging to find people to understand what you go through or what do you exactly desire in life. But your Dharakaraka is Sun, so you would be driven by a guy who has, sorry, who has Sun playing a major role in his chart. That is going to be definitely true. And my recommendation is you go with that. And since your Dharakaraka is Sun, even your Sun Antardasha may not be a bad period to explore, which goes all the way till end of 2025. So I think that's a decent period. Moon period Antardasha is also not bad, but it depends on the charts. So I would prefer, let's say, if you already are in relationship with somebody and exploring that, or if you're going for an arranged marriage situation, you may want to just figure out uh, how is the alignment happening for both charts. Okay, I hope this is helpful. All right, with that, we'll move to the next question. Star Pixie. Star Pixie's question is 128 1993. Okay, 6:29 a.m. Colombo Western. Okay, so we have Star Pixie's chart here. Starting med school next month. Yeah, Star Pixie, you've started with your Venus Mahadasha already, and you are running the first dasha of Venus under Venus right now, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, until 2024 May. So it's excellent period, Star Pixie. I know you've come to the channel and watched our videos before, so most probably you know your chart. But this is for the rest of the audience. You have Sun and Saturn in conjunction along with Mercury in your first house. You are a Capricorn ascendant. Then Moon and Venus in your third house. Venus is in exaltation. Ketu in fifth. Mars in retrograde in sixth. In Gemini. Jupiter in ninth in Virgo, and then Rahu in 11th. So you are, and your Mercury is combust. You've just started your school, is what you said. So I think that's an excellent decision. Your Venus is exalted, and you're gonna be, and it's in the third house. So you're gonna be, working in the direction of Venus. You've started a med school. Next 20 years are, aligned towards this. I think that's a good call, all the way till 2043. Okay, and then see, you need to understand that your house of marriage is ruled by Moon. Okay, the seventh house, and it is sitting in conjunction with Venus. It's a good conjunction, and it is sitting in the sign of Pisces, where Venus is exalted and Moon is comfortable, and Jupiter is aspecting it. So, lady, I know you've had people commenting stupid things about you getting or not getting married. Please stop thinking about that. 1993 born, you were about 30 years old. I know it could feel tricky, but please stop worrying about it. Things are going to fall in place for you. In fact, this is a good period running all the way till 2027. You have an excellent period. I will not recommend you getting married in the sun antardasha, okay? I know sun is in your natal. So either till Feb of 2027 or after Feb of 2028 all the way till end of 2029 is an excellent period for you to get married. So stop giving heed to all the noise by all these astrologers out there. Please have a positive frame of mind and things are going to fall in place for you. Okay, stop overthinking about all this stuff. All right, we'll go to the next question. Hey, thank you, Kia. Thanks for asking. Yes, my finger is in a situation where I can at least do some typing, but it is still broken. So the doctor hasn't fixed it properly out here. I need to. I hope I don't undergo a surgery and I don't go under the knife. But surprisingly, I had predicted this in my last video. You guys, I don't think enough of you have seen that video. It was an interview with Suzanne, and I told this to her that I anticipate this thing happening, and the very next day, I had this accident. So, boy, it's a curse to know so much thing. Or start predicting too much. My family keeps telling me I gotta take a break with all this stuff. Anyways, so we have the next question from Avinash. It is 6th of November 2000. 6th of November 2000. 23:55. And Avinash's place of birth is Nanded. Okay, Nanded is interesting, yeah. I've been to Nanded, Avinash. If I'm not wrong, it's the one that has one of the biggest gurdwaras, right? I've been to that city, and I've been to that gurdwara specifically. All right. So, what is the question? Um, अब्रॉड में सेटल हो सकते, फॉरेनर ने शादी हो सकती, नो हो सकती है, होने वाला स्पाउस, माय गॉश. Okay, so your ascendant is that of Cancer. You have Mars in your third house, Mercury and Sun in your fourth house in the sign of Libra. Mercury is retrograde and your Sun is debilitated. Venus is in the fifth house in Scorpio. Ketu is in the sixth house. You have Moon in your eighth house, Jupiter and Saturn both in retrograde in your 11th house, and you have Rahu in your 12th house. So, first of all, uh, keep a check on your thinking, keep a check on your mind. What is the status of the health of your mom, Avinash? Um, I would be worried and interested to know about that. But you have your Saturn Mahadasha running. Your Saturn is in retrograde in the 11th house. Very interesting time. First of all, Avinash, this is a very important time for you to make a lot of money. Okay. You should be working hard towards your career. Your Saturn is also the lord of your seventh and eighth house. So, Avinash, if you're listening to this and if you're watching this video, I know you're kind of excited about getting married and stuff. And by the way, it is the Lord of your seventh, so of course Saturn is gonna determine that as well. Your question is specifically if you're gonna get married with somebody foreign. So yes, there will definitely be a foreign connection. Your Rahu is in the 12th house. There is a very high probability that you might be able to live and settle abroad in a foreign country after your marriage. Okay. Uh, Typically, it is based on your spouse's inclination. So, post your marriage, you have a very strong chances of settling abroad. And what was your other part of the question? I think you asked foreigner say shadi. Okay. Well, that's a tricky thing that you've asked, but again, there is. Uh, See, you have a very strong play of Saturn sitting in the house of networking. It is sitting in the house of Venus, and Venus is also aspecting that, right? So it's sitting in the sign of Taurus. Venus is sitting in the fifth house and aspecting it. So there is a very interesting connection that's happening between the fifth, seventh, and 11th house. Okay. So from that perspective, if you see, I see very high chances of romantic trigger happening in your life, and you might get married with in a love marriage kind of a situation. There is also a possibility that you might go for somebody older than you. Okay. So that is what I can definitely see, and yes, there is a strong chance of foreign settlement abroad. More things will have to be checked with a detailed reading of the chart, but I think it broadly answers your question from a snapshot perspective. All right, thank you, Star Pixie. Thanks for your comments. Appreciate that. Yes, Ria. No depression, but very low. Well, it is a possibility because I was wondering that your moon, if I just read your chart a couple of minutes back, if it was having some impact of the malefics, right? So that's the reason it triggered that thought. Um, I will move on to the next question now. And Dev Darshan, I see you are dropping multiple messages. I'm assuming you are new to the channel, Dev. Doing that uh, is not going to help, and it kind of defeats the purpose. Kindly do not repost. I do not appreciate that. The people here in the forum know that you are already in the queue. I've done Avinash's reading, so after Abhinav's, I'm going to come to you. So please do not repost questions. It's not appreciated. Thank you, Abhinav. Okay, so Abhinav has something tricky. Let me quickly Mahadevan करके लिख देता हूँ उसे. 9 Jan 2001. 9th Jan 2001. Um, then the time of birth is 7:40 a.m. Bangalore. Okay, 7:40 a.m. Bangalore. Bangalore urban is what I've picked. Okay, in the in the system I've picked up Bangalore urban. Abhinav Mahadevan. So, despite being an intern, I have been asked with critical work between June and September. With Guru in 12th house after April, what remedy do you suggest for success? With Guru in 12th house after April, I'm assuming you're talking about transit. And how would Guru be in 12th house after April? Because Guru is going to come to Taurus in April, and that is going to be your fifth house. Have I created some wrong chart? Or I don't know what's the confusion here. 9th of January 2001, 7:40. Yes, Bangalore, urban. So something seems odd, Abhinav, in your assessment, because yeah, something seems wrong, Abhinav. Yeah, thank you for acknowledging that. Because I'll tell you your chart. You are a Capricorn ascendant. You have Mercury in your first house, Venus in your second house. You have Jupiter and Saturn in retrograde. Sorry, guys. You have Jupiter and Saturn in conjunction in your fifth house, both in retrograde. Moon with Rahu, oh boy, in your sixth house. Mars in your 10th house. Sun with Ketu in your 12th house. Okay, that is your chart placement. Now, your question is that despite being an intern, I have been tasked with critical work between June and September. Guru's in 12th house. No, no, no. Is not in 12th house. So even in transit, your Guru right now is in your fourth house, aspecting your 10th house. And then it goes and sits right on top of your natal Jupiter, which is in your fifth house itself. Okay. So it will go and move into The fifth house, where exactly your Jupiter is placed in your natal chart, and in your transit chart also, your Saturn will be in your second house. Rahu would be in your third house, and Ketu in your ninth house. Rahu in third house in transit. It's a good placement to be in. If you've not watched my Capricorn ascendant videos, Abhinav, go and watch that. You will get a good insight. Okay. Now coming on specifically, so you were running your Jupiter Mahadasha. Excuse me. एंड आपने कौन सा पीरियड पूछा है? जून टू सितंबर. ओके. जून टू सितंबर you are running Jupiter under Rahu 2024. um, it will be Jupiter, Rahu and Surya in June starting. Actually, no. Actually, it will be Jupiter, Rahu and Moon during that entire period of June, July, August. Yeah. And then it will be Jupiter, Rahu, Mars. Jupiter, Rahu, Jupiter, Rahu, Moon, and Jupiter, Rahu. Where is Mars? Mars is there. Okay. So the last phase of that will be good because you are in Jupiter Mahadasha, and for the first for the first couple of months, you will be mentally troubled, and you will be like, you would feel that what the heck is happening and why you're struggling with that. Because see, in you have like Moon and Rahu, there's a complete eclipse over Moon with Rahu, and then you have aspect of Ketu as well, and then Rahu is aspecting your Sun as well, so solar eclipse is also forming. So one thing is for sure, you gonna be you gonna be always be troubled from a job standpoint, work standpoint, but it is okay because you have, like, at least, it is said in astrology that if you have planets sitting in your lagna and planets sitting in your 10th house, no matter how bad the situation is, from a karma standpoint and from a strength standpoint, they give you a lot of energy and power. Okay. So you will be able to sail through. At I think at the end of it, at the fag end of it, you will be able to deliver the results that are expected out of you. So do not be worried. एक दो तीन चार पाँच. um, yeah, and Rahu is aspecting your 10th house as well, so it's okay. I think you should see this period as a period of learning, and you will figure things out. At the end of the day, you will be able to finally submit what is expected out of you, but you will keep fighting for those initial months, and unfortunately, that's going to happen. Okay. All right. Best of luck, Abhinav, with that critical work, and I hope you sail through positively out of this. All right, Darshan. So we will take up your chart now. Darshan's name is Raju, date of birth 18/1/1979. 18/1/1979. 1410. 1410. And the location there is Mumbai. All right. So as big organizational changes are happening now, I get promotion and transfer. Our appraisals are scheduled in May. And Darshan, I think you've posted another question for somebody else in the second this thing. Okay, I don't know if I'll be able to pick up both questions or not. Now I realize what you've done, Darshan. Dev Darshan. Okay, so I am doing the reading for this 1979 date of birth person on will I get promotion and transfer due in May. So it's Taurus ascendant, Jupiter in retrograde in the third house, exalted. Very nice. Saturn in retrograde in the fourth house with Moon and Rahu. Oh boy, you have a troubled head. Ketu in the 10th house, Venus in the seventh house, Mercury in the eighth house in Sagittarius, And then you have Mars with Sun in the ninth house. Both Mercury and Mars are combust for you. Good thing is Mars is in exaltation. And your question is around promotion. So let's quickly check the period. You are running a Jupiter Mahadasha. And Jupiter, Mercury, Venus. So Ketu is coming out. Okay. Um, Actually, I somehow feel that the possibility is much better post July. Uh, there is a slight possibility in I don't want to break a bad news, but I feel that higher possibility would be next year. Um, but in this year, if you were to look, actually, it is aspecting Venus as well, right? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Yeah, it is aspecting Venus as well. So that there is a chance. You're right. Uh, see, 2025 Mercury किधर बैठा है 8,000 Mercury is the only one critical problem. उसके जुपिटर के influence में है. Yeah, so actually you do stand a chance. Your chances would be higher next year, of course. But you definitely stand a chance in the in the month of July, actually higher in August. Maybe the news might come to you in August. My recommendation would be don't let your work sit in hiding, Dev Darshan. That is because of Mercury. Your Mercury is sitting in the eighth house, and it is the Antardasha that you're running in Jupiter Mahadasha. So it becomes absolutely critical that you address that bit. Okay. And Saturn is also in transit and sitting in your 10th house, which is a very good thing for you to happen, actually. So promotion chances become higher. But I think as long as you are able to market the work and bring it in notice of your leadership, that will help because your Mercury is combust and it is the Antardasha that you're going. So you may want to just look into that aspect. Rest of all, yes, you do stand a good chance. Uh, okay. So I hope that answers the question. Hanish Chauhan, his question is 7th September 1990. Okay. This is going to be interesting. Somebody is talking about stock market. I've got bored of those regular questions of getting married and stuff. This is very, very interesting. Let's see. 1990. Okay. Then 2105 Shimla. All right. So, upcoming Sun Mahadasha, is it right to invest in share market? Thank you. Yes, you will start Sun Mahadasha from June of 2024. Until that, Venus is running, and I'm assuming Venus Ketu should be going on, right? Yeah. So let's quickly have a check of your chart. You are an Aries ascendant, Mars second house, Jupiter and Ketu in your fourth house, Rahu in 10th, Venus, Sun and Mercury. Mercury in retrograde in your fifth house, Saturn in retrograde in your ninth house, Moon in your 12th house. Okay. So, boss, you have super high inclination towards investments in stock market, and I can see Sun is in your fifth house, sitting in its own sign. I understand why you're so curious and so excited, waiting for stock market investments. Yes, it'll be a good choice, man. It'll be a good choice. Um, you know what? Uh, just don't like sun dasha is going to be so short, but I think my recommendation will be do some analysis during uh, actually Ketu is not bad for you. It is sitting with a Jupiter exalted, so your Venus Ketu dasha would also not be that tough. You start doing your research, Hanish, and I should be putting in some money on the stocks that you buy. But it's not a financial advice. Due caution, I want to give away. Anish, best of luck. But yes, I see from an astrological standpoint, you do stand a good chance. And you can actually start looking out earlier as well. You don't need to wait for Sun Mahadasha. Okay. Your Ketu is in a good dignity with the presence of an exalted Jupiter in that house. So your Ketu Antardasha wouldn't be too bad. And since Venus is also sitting there, in fact, Venus is at the lowest degree. Uh, so not at all bad for you to start thinking. And actually, Ketu Antardasha mein it is aspecting your 12th house. So yeah, just hold on till that period. Let Sun walk in completely. It'll be very very good. Nice, very nice. Good choice. So I think you have already read your own chart and you're waiting for that. Good decision. All right. Guys, those who are joining in new, I will not be running a very long session today. It's going to be about an hour or so, and I'll have to stop. That's the reason, because it just gets a little too tedious for me to sit and keep editing and working. Apologies. Whatever I miss, I will try and cover that in the next session. Maybe I'll do something midweek. Okay. So let's check Anjana. Anjana, female, what is 3rd January 1996. 3rd Jan 1996. Then 2:34 a.m. Ajmer. 2:34 a.m. Ajmer, Rajasthan. Okay. Hmm. I want to do business in cosmetic industry. I want to make cosmetics, make my own brand. Is that business choice right, or should I do MSc microbiology and become a cosmetic chemist? I'm very scared of my Rahu Madasha, Moon Antardasha. Please give me your guidance and blessings. All right, Anjana. So Moon Antardasha, Moon is exalted but sitting in the 8th house. I understand what you're trying to say, and Rahu is in 12th. Okay, so let for the reference of the rest of the people, it is a Libra chart, Libra ascendant, Sun with Jupiter, beautiful in 3rd house. Um, Venus, Mercury, Mars in your 4th house. Mars is an exaltation, though it is combust. Saturn in 5th, Ketu is in 6th, Moon is in 8th, and Rahu is in 12th. Beautiful. You have a lot of good, interesting placements. Very interesting placements in your chart. And your question is if you can do a business of cosmetics. Uh, like you have given me very interesting choices of being a chemist, cosmetic chemist, and then like so. Pehla to your Rahu is running till 2026, till and Rahu is aspecting your moon as well in your 8th house, right? With its ninth aspect. But your moon is in exaltation. Rahu is at 28 degrees, moon is 15. I'm not too worried about it. Your moon is in exaltation. Okay, it is not happy though sitting in the 8th house. And where is Venus? Venus is in the 4th house. Hmm. It's your Lagna Lord as well, and sitting fourth to itself. So it's again directional strength is also good there. It is not bad situation to be in. Mars is an exaltation. Yeah, I feel you should definitely go about. You should definitely go about doing your own venture of some sorts. Uh, Rahu period is running for you, but you will anyway start with Jupiter Dasha after that in 2026, right? Yeah. So until Rahu, you could think of doing some sort of an export import kind of thing, exporting something. That may not be a bad choice for you. But my recommendation is see, Mars is the lord of your seventh and second as well. It is sitting at fourth, matlab wealth generation would happen. Moon is sitting 11th to itself in exaltation, though in the 8th house. So that means you should work in behind the scenes industry. And Sun, 11th Lord, is one, two, three, four, five, fifth to itself in the third house with Jupiter, where Jupiter is an own sign. So both of them aspecting align. So see, I think you should definitely do your own venture. I think in the long run, there are like ideally, directly speaking, it doesn't give a chart of doing business itself, but I will still recommend you to go for it because you will be happy doing that. Okay, mentally, you will find peace doing that. Both Mars and Venus are forming a strong conjunction as well in the fourth house, Lagna Lord and seventh Lord. Okay, very good conjunction in Kendra itself. So I think you should go for that. Don't wait to get into a cosmetics related work. Maybe because of Moon you were thinking, but do not do that from a job standpoint. That is an option, but you will succeed better in your own venture. Okay, now, and you wanna pick something. See, why only cosmetics? Why not, combine your Venus and Moon? Okay, perfumes. Because I'm just trying to. I'm assuming if you're going to cosmetics, it should have some liquid aspect to it. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because of the Moon, though Moon is hidden, but it is still exalted. So if just pick the right line of business within the cosmetics industry as well. Anjana, I hope you got my point and I hope you listen to this. So just take a note of this, Anjana. uh, that will be important. Rest, I think you've got a beautiful chart. Sorry, I just get too lost in some charts and I really love this one. All right, next question is, don't mind being negi. Guys, I will be doing the reading for about 20 more minutes, and, and that's where I'll have to take a break and stop this for today. Nigi, I'm hoping you are a guy. 6th of August. 6th of August, 1988. Okay. 4:30 a.m. Sangla. 4:30 a.m. Sangla, Himachal Pradesh. Okay. Um, Guys, thanks a lot for joining the session today. After a long time, we are holding this session for the people who've joined in late today. I've been away because of my finger injury. It is still broken, unfortunately, not fixed, and that is the reason I'm not going to be doing very long sessions. So I sincerely apologize if some of the questions are not addressed today. Sincere apologies around that. All right, B Negi, I have your chart in front of me. It's a Cancer chart with Sun and Mercury in the first house, Ketu in the second house, Saturn retrograde sixth house, Rahu in the eighth house, Mars in the ninth house, Jupiter and Moon forming Gaj Kesari Yoga with an exalted Jupiter in the 11th house and Venus in your 12th house. Beautiful. So, will the Jupiter transit into 11th house help me in finding my life partner? I haven't been married before, and finance wise, how will be the Jupiter transit? Okay, so you want to talk about, yeah, I think you're asking all the right questions. Like, I think you've already done an analysis. Transit into the 11th house. Yes, it transits into the 11th house in April, post April actually. Will it give you this thing? Yes, very high chances. Why? Because it's going to be aspecting your fifth house as well as your seventh house. So yes, the chances are high. But see, remember, your lord of seventh is Saturn. Okay, and it is sitting 12th to itself. Okay, which, and 12th is typically seen as a loss. So 12th to 7th is 6th, which means loss of partner, or it could be anything. It could be like not finding a partner, or it could be divorces and stuff, or separation and things like that, or early passing away of a partner, reducing the longevity of life. And I'm so sorry, Nigi, I'm speaking all this, but that's my job to give a complete perspective. So I think since you're running your Rahu Mahadasha, um, and in that you have Moon running all the way till November this year, my my call would be that good high chances in this Moon Antardasha for you, maybe during the post April transit of Jupiter. That gives you a good chance, but please be very watchful, Negi. You may wanna get a thorough matching done of your chart. Okay, that's very very important. That's all I will say. All right, we'll move on to the next chart and hopefully pick up the next question. Trying to move as fast as I can today and cover as many charts as possible. So, next question is 8th October 1995. What is the name? AR 8th October 1995. 1617 Raipur. 1617 Raipur. Raipur, Madhya Pradesh. I'm picking, okay? वही दिखा रहा है. So you're saying that you know that your antardashas are favorable and where to look for her. Okay. So you are running Venus Mahadasha, Saturn in retrograde in the first house, Moon in the second house in Pisces, Ketu in the third house, Mercury retrograde and combust, even though it is sitting exalted. सारे exaltation का वो खत्म हो गया along with Sun. Then Venus, Mars, and Rahu in your ninth house, Jupiter in the 10th house. Okay, so you did not find a partner during your Venus and Sun. Uh, that was where is the question? Yeah, that was such an excellent period for you, isn't it? Now you have mm, एक दो तीन चार पाँच. So Saturn कब आएगा? Saturn तो आ रहा है 2030 में. Oh my God. Boss, the best period for you was in 2021. Very high chances, I would have said. Now, I think you have to just check out all antardashas of Venus, of pratyantardashas of Sun, ideally, or um, or pratyantardashas of Venus as well. That would also help. Okay, you have to check out all those periods. And where do you look out for? You should look out for in uh, south southwest from wherever you live in. X can just give me 1 second, okay? So yeah, southwest uh, direction from wherever you live in, that person should be from that direction, okay, ideally. And Venus Mahadasha, now you've lost the Sun Antardasha, so Venus Maha and then Pratyanta of Venus also, if you figure out, that would be a good period. Okay, I've given you answers, that those were the blocks where you should be able to find it out. All right, next question. Hemant. um, Hemant's question is 9th of June 1997. 1915. Jalna. All right, so your question is Happy New Year to you and your family. Okay, thank you, Lalit. Thanks a lot. Sorry, I read the wrong question. Stock market trading, fruitful रहेगा, sir. Stock market trading. Boss, you have Saturn in your fifth house, okay? And Saturn doesn't is not a trader. Mercury is. So in your case, you be watchful with stock market trading. Just having planets sitting in fifth house and strong planets sitting in the 11th house doesn't mean you start doing that. Saturn will not appreciate it. Okay, in your case, I'm telling you very clearly. Plus, your Lagna Lord Mars is sitting in the 11th house. So it is, you will always be motivated by making some additional income, additional money. That's all is going to drive you, which is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's a Dhan Yoga, but and it's a powerful Dhan Yoga. But since you are started with Venus Mahadasha and Venus is sitting eighth, why don't you explore doing some food business, boss? Huh? Moon is also sitting in the, see, Moon is your Badaka as well as your Bhagesh, okay? And it is sitting in the own sign. Boss, you should actually, and Jupiter is this thing, debilitated. जुपिटर का डेबिलिटेशन कैंसिल हो रहा है किसी तरह से अरे हाँ it is in exchange with Saturn. It is in exchange with Saturn as well, so that is another powerful thing that is happening. uh, 3 and 5. You should explore that, yeah. You should explore doing food business. And Mercury and Sun, Buddha Tati Yoga in your seventh, and Venus second to itself. Why do you want to get into stock market and all that stuff? You actually, Saturn is sitting there, it will not be happy about it. You should explore doing something related to some sort of a business. It will be good for you. See, 10th Lord is also in conjunction with Mercury in the house of Venus, and Mercury is the Lord of 11th. बहुत बढ़िया है, बहुत बढ़िया. There is a connection happening with your 11th and 7th as well. Boss, you should, what is your name? Hemant. If you're listening to this, dude, you should start some business and you should absolutely explore. Um, s- you should absolutely explore something. Even in the food, I mean, you can do multiple things, but stock is something, long term investment is good. Okay, don't do short term, don't do speculation. Trading is the word that you use, so I will not recommend trading. Guys, just give me 1 second, I'll just pull the window shades down. All right. So, yeah, so I think that is helpful. We will move on to the next one. I'll try and cover as many as I can. Thank you, Lilith. Thank you, Star Pixie. Shaker, thanks a lot. Yes, thanks, man. I really need your prayers, guys. This shitty thing, it broke. I went to the doctor, tried to get it fixed, and he twisted and put it in the wrong way. And I have multiple debris of bones inside right now, which keeps popping on my skin. So I'm expecting to get surgery done for the same. So really appreciate. Thank you guys for your prayers. That means a world to me, actually. Sonam Kiran says, how would your Venus see, Sonam? This is a very generic question. I will take a quick shot, but please watch my Venus Mahadasha video. There's a very detailed video I've done, Sonam, around it. I've broken down everything for my viewers, and I know I've got stuck with that series. I have to complete from Mars, Jupiter, Rahu, everything. So I've not had a chance to do that, but please watch that. I will just take a quick shot of your this thing 25 9 88 18 30 1830 Bhagalpur. Moon and Mars in the first house in Pisces, Jupiter in the third house retrograde, Venus in fifth house in Cancer, Ketu in sixth house, Sun in seventh house, Mercury in eighth house, Saturn in 10th house, and Rahu in 12th house. And you said your Venus Dasha has started. Yes, absolutely. Your Venus is in the fifth house. It's in the house of romance, lots of romance for you. You should also be able to pursue, if you want to learn something during this period, any kind of certification and stuff. You can go ahead and do that, guys. If you're liking the video, please smash that like button. Not enough likes have come today. Kindly do that, please. And Sonam, this is going to be a decent period for you, even though Venus is sitting in an enemy sign. I understand that, but I personally do not consider Venus and Moon having any kind of animosity. So I see good good period running for you from that perspective. Um, any aspects coming on this thing 7, 8, 10. Nice. Venus is not even aspected by anything, okay? So it's a good thing for you. You will have like a decent, like not too great, not too bad. It will be like a medium period, decent period. There will be a rise of your income sources. You will gain money. You will have good, positive, romantic life. You will have very good, peaceful time with your children if you have kids. So all things aspecting Venus will come to you: romance, love, kids, income. All of that will happen. Okay, so it's a good period. You'll enjoy it. And if you have to do a deeper dive, just go and watch my Venus Mahadasha video. It gives you an insight of each Antardasha. All right. Sumantra Bisak 23/10/1985. Sumantra, I'm assuming you're a guy. 23/10/1985. 1:50 a.m. Kolkata. 1:50 a.m. Kolkata, Bengal. Okay. So Sumantra's question is, please tell me on my marriage time and how will it be, sir? Sumantra, 1985, Leo ascendant, Mercury and sorry, Mars and Venus in your second house, Ketu, Sun and Mercury in your third house, Saturn in your fourth house, Jupiter and Moon. Jupiter is debilitated with Moon in sixth house. Saturn is actually aspecting it, so Neech Bhanga would happen. Saturn is sitting in Kendra, so that is okay. That niche fung will happen for this thing. And then your Rahu is in your ninth house. Now, see, your Lord of seventh is Saturn. It's sitting tenth to itself in the fourth house. So one thing is for sure, your peace of mind will always be through marriage. That is for sure. Have you been married before? If not, you are running Saturn Mahadasha. So I'm going to be predicting this, assuming this is your first marriage. You're running Saturn Mahadasha and then Saturn Antardasha as well. Okay, a lot of people get worried about getting married in Saturn Dashas. I say a lot of marriages do happen in Saturn Dasha. So, and it is your Lord as well. So till 2026, you have an excellent period of getting married, Sumantra. If like broadly speaking, in the Saturn Mahadasha and Saturn Antardasha. Now, if when exactly, I will recommend you to not go with the post June of 2024 till December of 2024 is one of the best periods for you to get married in your entire life. Boss, if you are listening to me, this is the most critical uh, insight I'm giving you. So I don't know if you're online or not. I'm repeating this. Please, somebody like put it on the chat window as well for this guys. Sumantra, June of 2024 till December of 2024. I know you are 1985 born, 39 almost. Most critical time in terms if this is your first marriage. Okay, best time that you'll have to get married during this period. So do not let this go away. Okay, so I hope that answers your question. With that, I'll pick up the next one. Silajit, we'll pick Silajit's question, and maybe we are doing the last uh, three questions now. This is the third one, and then two more is what I'll pick up. I'm sorry, guys. That's what I had committed at the start of the video. Won't be able to stretch beyond that. 6, 8, 1989. 6, 8, 1989. 11:30 a.m. Durgapur. 11:30 a.m. Durgapur, Bengal. Bengal में ना? हाँ. And what is your question? Stuck in career progress. Please guide me whether I will prosper in my profession or not. Is there a wealth yoga in my chart? Boss, you are a Libra ascendant as per the details that you've provided me. You are Saturn in retrograde in the third house, Rahu in your fifth house, Jupiter in your ninth house, Sun in your 10th house. Then you have Mercury, Mars, Venus, and Ketu in your 11th house and moon in your 12th house. So moon is in your 12th house. It'll always keep you stressful, but you have excellent five planetary combination between 5 and 11, which means Rahu sitting in your 5th and Ketu, Venus, Mars, and Mercury sitting in your 11th house. You will have like no issues in terms of making money. And then Jupiter Mahadasha has already started for you, and Jupiter is sitting in your ninth house. Okay, so excellent period. You will have great career progress, stupendous growth. But just remember that Sun, which is sitting in your 10th house, while it is forming a connection with the 12th, 11th house, because it's the Lord of 11th sitting in 12th, it is a yoga, yes, already there in your chart. But there's also a fact that it is sitting 12th to itself. So there will be loss as well in your career. Some or the other losses will happen in your profession, and that is inevitable, no matter how great things are. So just keep watchful of that. But you have excellent income generation, wish fulfillment, present Silajit, based on the details that you've provided, and that's extraordinary. I think you can't worry too much about it. All right, the second last question that I'm picking up now is Shanti, and the detail is 24/7/1999. 4/7/1999. 1999, 805, 805, Paunta. I think I've done reading for you. Paunta Sahib, Himachal Pradesh, correct? Done a reading for you before. What is the question? Um, which career is good for me and when will I be married? Yeah, we've answered this question for you before as well, Shanti, Chaudhary, Ashish. I'm surprised you keep coming back with the same question. And when will you be married? Okay, so you are running Venus Mahadasha right now, and Saturn is the Lord of seventh for you. So I'll answer your marriage related question. Hopefully that gives you this thing. You are going to get married based on your own efforts, but your Saturn is debilitated. It's sitting with a Jupiter, which is in a good position, but your Saturn is debilitated, so you will have some troubles getting married. It is not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy for you. Okay. Uh, yeah, and since you are running Venus Mahadasha, I see good period will be until 2026. You should get married. Good period till 2026. Okay, not in Moon Antardasha. Your Moon is debilitated big time. It is sitting in the fourth house. There won't be enough peace mentally in your head. Okay, that's the problem. All right, we'll move on to the next one. I will do actually two more because I see bunch of people had come in, and I've read this chart of Ashish before as well. So I'm gonna do Tanvi Dikshit and Gunashekhar. Manish Chitra, I'm so sorry. I will not be able to stretch beyond that. And I see Kia has also asked question. Uh, Kia ji, best of luck. I won't be able to stretch beyond those, so I will pick these two and I'll just close with that. So Tanvi's question is what we are going to pick up next. Tanvi, your question is name Sherry Yadav, date of birth 12/9/1997. 12/9/1997. 2:45 p.m. Place Delhi. 14:45 p.m. Delhi. Delhi में we don't know where, so I will pick up New Delhi itself. Uh, why there's delay in marriage? So Moon in the first house, Sagittarius ascendant, Jupiter is debilitated in the second house. It is in retrograde. Ketu in the third house, Saturn retrograde in the fourth house. Exchange yoga happening between Saturn and Jupiter, so that debilitation gets cancelled, and Saturn is sitting in the uh, Kendra itself. So that's a good thing. Saturn is also aspecting Moon, so there will be a lot of mental stress with this person. Mercury, Sun, and Rahu, with Sun in its own sign in ninth house, Mars and Venus in the 11th house. Now I'm assuming this is a female chart, Shelly Yadav. Okay, yeah. So you, Shelly, is undergoing Rahu Mahadasha. The Lord of seventh is number three, Mercury. Mercury is in the ninth house itself under Sun. So, so I think the best chance of this person getting married will be, oh boy, 1999. The kitna abhi delay in marriage, dude. It's 1999 and today is starting 2024. Hardly 25 years old. It's okay. The best period actually comes post 2031. Hmm. Okay. But Venus in its own sign. राहु इसका कुछ करेक्शन नहीं मिल पा रहा है. Saturn effect will be there. Actually, chances will be higher in 2026, 2027, 2028. Most probably in. So she will have a chance from 2026 onwards. Okay. Yeah. 2026. Typically, 2026 will be a very good year. And just get the Kundli matched as well. I will recommend that. Um, because like she just needs to get her matching done with her Mercury and stuff. That's all I'll say. Get the Kundli matched. It's important. So I hope Tanvi Dixit that is helpful. We'll take Guna Shekhar's next question. Uh, Guna. Okay. Guna, I'm assuming you're a guy. 11th June 1989. 11th June 1989. 6:39 a.m. 6:39 a.m. and your place of birth is Chennai, Tamil Nadu. All right. So we have a very serious question from Guna. Let's take that up now. He says, I've been sincerely looking for a companion. It hasn't been going well. Can I expect a good spouse and a pleasant married life? It's been an intimidating process. Thanks. I understand that, Guna. You are a Gemini ascendant, Venus in the first house, Mars in second house. Actually, Mars is debilitated for you. Moon with Ketu in your third house. Oh boy. Saturn in retrograde in your seventh house, Rahu in your ninth house, and Jupiter, Sun, and Mercury in your 12th house. So Saturn is sitting in your seventh house. That is one more reason. But at least Venus ka aspect is there. But yes. Okay. So which dasha are you running? You're running Rahu dasha. Okay. And you are running Rahu Saturn right now. Where is your Rahu? Rahu is in your Rahu actually is in the 11th in the ninth house, but in the 11th sign. That's a good thing. Rahu to happen. Jupiter is combust. Okay, which is your Lord of seventh. Jupiter is combust. Um and Saturn is also there. So see what happens is that, man, I am really sorry, but I have to. I don't know how to put it across. See, it kind of lowers the life of the spouse as well, decreases the life of the spouse as well. Um, Boss, are you doing any puja or something of that sort or not? Sorry, Guna. Some charts they kind of bother me. You know what? You start offering water to Shivji on a daily basis, or at least start doing puja on a daily basis. Om Namah Shivaya chanting on a daily basis, and Mondays try and visit Shivji's temple and offer water, please. It's very, 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 very important for you. Okay. Second thing you do Hanuman Chalisa as well on at least on Tuesdays and Saturdays, if nothing else. You need to just address that aspect too. And I can sense why you're frustrated. Okay, I can sense why you're troubled with your chart, but सपोर्ट नहीं मिल रहा है एक्चुअली में, समवेयर यू नॉट गेटिंग द सपोर्ट, दैट्स द प्रॉब्लम. तो मार्स इज ऑल्सो डेबिलिटेटेड, एक दो तीन चार. Okay, so my recommendation would be do those two activities. You are running a decent period of Saturn Antardasha right now. So in fact, this is a very good chance for you to get married. Okay, this is a very good chance for you to get married. Uh, but if not, बाप रे, अब तो मर को ही लग जाएगा. Boss, till October of 2024, next 10 months. Guna, Shankar, if you're listening to this, next 10 months, give your heart and soul in finding the right partner. Please do these two remedies as I have advised you, both with Shivji and with Hanumanji. Okay, I see you've responded. Bro, my prayers are with you. Things will turn out positive, bro. Just keep doing these activities. That's the best you can do, because I don't want you to get into the Mercury Antardasha, and then what happens in that is then we'll have to see Sabdashas as well, which is where next year 2025 period between April till September will be a decent period, but this year till October is the best period, boss. You forget next year, okay? And you and I, we can talk later about this thing, but this year till October, you have 10 months. You're sitting in the start of January, okay? Just go ahead berserk in finding the right partner. This is the best period for you to find it. So with that, guys, I know there are a bunch of questions that have been posted here, but unfortunately, I will not be able to take up those questions. I have to call it a session with this itself today. I see there are questions from Manish, Devdarshan, Vijaya, and few others that have popped up here. My sincere apologies, guys. Today, I need some rest now. And my dog is also asking me to take him out for a walk because the sun is out and he needs to take a walk now. I'm so thankful. We'll try and build up continuity again, like we were doing before, in terms of doing regular sessions. So I will post the details of the next session most probably on Saturday or Sunday next week. If you guys have any recommendations, please comment it after this session and let me know what are the best times you guys prefer. Okay, and I'll try and do that. All right, happy new year to everybody. Let's rock it, guys. Please spread the word about Devastrology in your friends community. We've not been able to clock 1,000 subscribers. That was the goal by the end of 2023. I hope you guys help me achieve that. We are pretty close. I think we crossed, I think we're almost at 800. So just shy of making 1,000. But with your help and push, we should be able to do that. Enjoy your night, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. And we'll see you again. Watch the readings, predictions, monthly predictions that have launched for January 2024. They're already live. Please go ahead and check them out. See you. Bye bye.